Well, that was a Monday Night Raw right there. It's about 7:40. There was a little bit of an overrun there on Netflix. Still looks beautiful out here in California. And that was one hell of a Raw. That, honestly, when it comes down to it, that's the way the Raw is supposed to be. It can't be like that every week, I understand. But I'll honestly tell you, I kind of let the internet get me down a little bit. And I kind of felt the funk of that weekend. I chalked it up and I said that Money in the Bank might have not been as good as it was, because I sat through that Worlds Collide show thinking that something was going to come up really, really big, and I didn't want to miss it. And I didn't really know what I was watching. And I'm not sure if the show was 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours. I just watched a lot of extra wrestling. At the end of the day, I watched wrestling from noon, I think, until 8 o'clock with the press conference. And I kept waiting for something to happen in the press conference, and nothing ever happened. But tonight's Monday Night Raw, Jey Uso versus Gunther. I'll tell you the truth. When it came to the choices of what I thought was going to happen on this show, I thought that Jey would beat Gunther, and then I thought Seth would be lurking around in the background. Instead, Gunther just comes out and beat him. This match was a lot like their WrestleMania match. It was a lot like their Intercontinental Championship match. Jey Uso put up a fight. He didn't just go in there and just get jobbed out. But the guy got beat on. He got leaned on. Gunther was using his weight. He was choking him, and finally just got to a point when Jey Uso just had nothing left in the tank, and he just shut his eyes. And that was all she wrote for the WWE Championship. I thought that we were going to get some sort of change where we would see like Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed make their way down to the ring. Instead, we don't see them pretty much at all. And fireworks goes off. Gunther was wearing the championship. He's holding his arms up. He's looking like, are you guys surprised? I'm not surprised. He just basically the way that it was supposed to be. And so I honestly really can't remember when the last WWE Championship took place. When the Raw, I'm sorry, let's start over. I don't remember when the last WWE Championship, the main championship, changed place on a Raw or a SmackDown. I think that honestly you'd have to go back to, there was a few of those championship changes right before Survivor Series, when they were doing the Raw versus SmackDown deal, like when Jinder Mahal lost the championship, and then like I think another year Bryan Danielson won the championship right before. There was a couple turns like that, but in my mind, I mean, there might have been a cash-in somewhere along the way, but just a straight up that we're going to have a championship match on Monday, and they were going to do it. But I thought this was one of the best Raws in a long, long time. This was probably the best Raw on Netflix. I don't know if this was one of those things like, we got to get our shit together, or the boss is going to call Rock and he's going to come down here and mess stuff up more by trying to make it better. We don't need, Rock showing up to try, to sell tickets or something like that. And we all think that there's some sort of pushing and shoving, I guess you can say, when it comes to that. But they knocked it out of the park. John Cena came out at the opening of Raw. He basically was running down. He had 19 days left in WWE, and said that he was ready to fight the best. He had fought the best that there is, and best in the world. CM Punk comes out face to face. Punk basically says that he's not the best that WWE has. The best is Cody. Cody's nowhere to be seen. Cody's on freaking SmackDown, I guess you can say. He's on most of the big Raws, but I don't know why they're keeping him separated. But it looks like, even though Cody pinned him at Money in the Bank, we're going to have to wait for that match down the line, because push comes to shove. Punk says he doesn't want to be champion, but if it means that he has to be champion, he's going to take that belt off of John Cena and kill the monster that belt is creating in John. He's going to do it. So, he's trying to get a match tonight in Phoenix. Cena agrees, and I think that in my gleeful, marking out, I missed what he said, saying that they're going to do the match in Night of Champions. I thought that Cena was saying that he was on for the match tonight in Phoenix, but if he wanted a championship match, he was going to have to go to Night of Champions. That's a whole nother deal that I in my head when I was planning out the rumor. They've already announced the match, but I was like, are they going to have this whole deal with Punk trying to weigh, his sort of, what am I trying to say? Like his morals, I guess you can say. I mean, when Saudi Arabia is one of the main sponsors of Monday Night Raw, they got their logo on the ring. Are they really going to be able to have CM Punk out there saying, like, I don't want to go to Saudi Arabia, but I want to fight John Cena and I want to be champion? And it's a whole deal of like, is he or isn't he going to go? That would have been fun, even if it was just an online kind of thing. But then again, like, Saudi Arabia is the freaking sponsor of Monday Night Raw. Their logo's on the ring. You can't do that. That's kind of like, saying that American beer sucks or something like that. You got to go with the, who's helping sign those checks at the end of the day. 2 King and Queen of the Ring qualifying matches went down. Roxanne Perez won her match. That pissed off Liv Morgan in the Judgment Day. We also had Sami Zayn win his. There's going to be 2 more of these 4-ways. No, there's going to be 3 more of these 4-ways. I think there's going to be a Raw, a SmackDown, and then next week there's going to be a Raw and a SmackDown. For Sami Zayn's bracket, it was Aleister Black, Randy Orton. I can't remember who the other. I think Carmelo Hayes was the other guy. I can't remember what it was, but there's going to be a surprise next week on Raw. In the qualifier, there's a mystery man. They're making it look like they don't know who it's going to quite be. I started thinking when I noticed that, maybe Seth would come out and not be able to cash in his championship. So Seth would have to go into this tournament, and maybe Seth would be there. But that doesn't make sense with Bronson Reed already being in the match. I mean, they could... they put 2 Judgment Day members in that women's match, but I don't see them putting Rollins and Bronson in the same exact match. So I don't know. Maybe Tatanka will be there, but really, I don't know if he's anywhere close to coming back. I don't even really know what his injury was, but I'm going to butcher this guy's name because I never really watched NXT, but I know he's a big deal. He came up, he was drafted to Raw. He had like 1 or 2 Raw matches, and then he got hurt. Ivan Dragoff, or I'm not really quite sure, but maybe that dude could be in there. I'm really not quite sure who else is missing in action. Some people say it's going to be Truth. He came out there, he cut off his dreadlocks. He said that his name's Ron Killings. I think he would have been better off if he kept and like the hair in the picture when he met Tupac when he was young. I think that would have been cool. But it looks like we're gonna have like either a bald or just a buzzed Ron Killings. He says that basically Truth is dead. He's not a gimmick. He's not a laughable character in the background. I really don't know where this is going or where it could go. I really thought we were going to get John Cena versus R-Truth. I guess they could do it like on another Saturday night's main event that they save it for or something like that. But like we said in the beginning, there's only 19 more days. One of the last hooks for Monday Night Raw was Nikki Bella made her return. She came out. She basically said that she was excited about Evolution 2. A lot of people think that Evolution 2 is only a pay-per-view because it's going to be going up against All In. I wasn't excited about the first Evolution. That had Ronda Rousey on it. I'm not saying that I don't like women's wrestling, but I don't think I'm going to like a 3-hour show of all women's wrestling. And I've never watched the Evolution pay-per-view. I've seen clips. I know that the Becky Lynch versus Charlotte match was really good. It was really dark inside of that arena. I don't know if they did it in a small arena. I don't know if they had trouble selling tickets in that arena. But if they're going to sell tickets like they're selling tickets for Monday Night Raw, for SmackDown, Money in the Bank, that are like super expensive, I don't think people are going to be showing up for that show. I mean, you got to be thinking that Evolution's going to be taking place in Atlanta. Atlanta already has a Saturday night's main event coming up in July. So you're kind of asking people, or is that the same weekend that they're in Atlanta? Now that I think about it, it could be a whole deal like with Tampa, where they thought they were going to show up and they were going to run Saturday night's main event. They were going to do 2 NXTs. And then they had to move the NXT show because nobody was showing up to buy those tickets. But I don't know what the hook's going to be. You got Bayley. You've got coming back to attack Becky Lynch with the Intercontinental Championship. Bayley won the Royal Rumble the year before last. She won the WWE Championship at the last WrestleMania. And now these two are fighting over a mid-card title. That'd be like freaking CM Punk and Cody Rhodes fighting for the Intercontinental Championship on Monday Night Raw next week. Just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I know that like Seth Rollins had a run with the Intercontinental title. Finn Balor, well, Finn never won the big one. But, like these main event guys, they take over the mid-card and they're like, well, at least I'm fighting for a championship or something like that, I guess. But we'll have to see. But that Evolution thing's going to be weird. It looks like she's going to be facing Liv Morgan. We'll have to see if maybe Brie Bella makes her return. And it's for the WWE Tag Team titles. That's kind of my guess as of right now. But the way that they got heat in that, Liv Morgan versus Brie Bella. I said I screwed it up by saying Brie mode. Liv Morgan versus Nikki Bella. One-on-one, as long as it's not the main event. I'd be kind of excited about that. It was funny. I didn't see any producers running down there to break up the match, but you could hear as they were squabbling, like, hey, hurry up, get out of the ring. You can tell that they were running long. I don't know if it was like Cena and Punk started the whole thing of everything getting pushed back a little bit, but that's one of the longest run-ins that they've had on Raw. On Netflix since they started the whole Netflix era. It's Netflix, so I'm sure they can run over as long as they need to. I'm sure as long as they tell Netflix what's up. But that was a damn good show. Really, really damn good show. Hope everybody else enjoyed it. And Punk vs. Cena, Night of Champions. Let's go.